That's not easy for Crawford. I mean, it's Canelo has the big advantage, but Crawford needs to manage well his body, his speed, and his power, because he's moving up to another level of weight.
I asked this because you did it with Margarito.
Let me tell you what I think should be gone. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jamel Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from Rocky?
Numerous warnings are coming in from the boxing community, all implying that Crawford is making one of the worst blunders of his career by taking on Canelo. Terence Crawford versus Saul. Canelo Alvarez will finally happen after years of anticipation. For the Mexicans' undisputed super middleweight world title, Crawford and Canelo will square off in Las Vegas on September 13. They both know that losing might signal the end for them at the top, and are regarded as two of the finest pound for pound fighters of this age.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. Big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. It ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat.
Amir Khan has previously warned Terence Crawford about the dangers of stepping into the ring with Canelo Alvarez. While Crawford remains confident in his abilities, he has admitted there are 2 aspects of Canelo's style that concern him: his power and size. Canelo has built a reputation over the years as a ferocious puncher, with more than half of his victories coming by knockout. Crawford, known for his technical skill and ring IQ, isn't afraid to take risks, but he's realistic about the challenge ahead. Speaking to TMZ Sports in September 2024, Crawford acknowledged the scale of the fight, saying, "This fight is massive, definitely. You've got 2 guys that are top 3 pound for pound, going head-to-head with each other. I understand Canelo is bigger than me, but I'm up for the challenge. I think it's a very intriguing fight." Despite his self-belief, Crawford's words reflect an understanding that this isn't just another bout, it's a different kind of test. Facing Canelo means stepping onto a battlefield where the physical gap is significant and the risks are very real.
Yeah, I don't think that should happen. Look, I like Crawford, and I think Canelo is a beast that way. Honestly, I would advise Crawford not to do that.
When asked about his prediction, Mexican boxing superstar Juan Manuel Marquez didn't hold back. In a social media video, Marquez pleaded with his compatriots to defeat Crawford, not merely by points. Terence Crawford is fighting a risky battle, in my opinion. Canelo wins by knockout, so maybe. It was as straightforward a forecast as you'll get from someone with Marquez's background. That KO prediction isn't unique. Based only on physical characteristics, many believe Crawford has an uphill task in this bout.
I don't like the fight because Terence Crawford is a good fighter, but in the sport of boxing, it has divisions. You know what I mean?
Right, weight classes.
You know what? Yeah, weight classes
for a reason.
Weight classes for and Terence Crawford is a good fighter in super lightweight, welterweight, super welterweight. But I think more. I remember when Terence Crawford fought with Madrimo.
Yes.
He looks slow. He looks.
In an interview with Ringside 24, super welterweight champion Israel Madramov repeated this idea, but with much more bluntness. Madramov completely disregarded Crawford's possibilities. He responded, "Not even close. At this weight, Canelo is too experienced and too strong." Although Crawford is an excellent boxer, lifting 168 pounds carries a significant risk. He will be overwhelmed by Canelo's strength and body shots. It doesn't seem competitive to me. What many insiders are thinking is reflected in Madramov's icy analytical perspective. Spence is not like this. Porter is not like this. Being naturally larger, this man understands how to make the most of every inch and pound of his advantage.
The others say
like, no, that's 2 more weight classes. Like, once he gets touched by Canelo, it's going to be different.
I am concerned about him absorbing a Canelo punch, especially through the course of 12 rounds. We do know this about Canelo. He's going to slow down, so I think if anything, Canelo would try to start fast and bang on him and break him down before he gets later, and he still got that kind of steam. But, there's so many components that make a champion. There's so many components that make a great, a legend. It's just so much to go into. It's a conversation that lasts an hour.
Bob Arum, who played a major role in shaping Terence Crawford's career, knows the fighter better than most. The legendary promoter has long praised Crawford's talent, even confidently backing him to dominate Errol Spence. However, when it comes to a potential bout with Canelo Alvarez, Arum sees things differently. In an interview with Fight Hub TV, Arum didn't hold back. I think Canelo wipes the floor with him. I love Crawford. I told you when Crawford was fighting Spence that Crawford would beat the hell out of him, but Canelo is a different proposition. It's an interesting fight, but I think there's only one winner. Canelo is used to fighting at a particular level, and I don't think Terence can hurt Canelo, but Canelo can hurt Terence. To Arum, Crawford may be the most technically gifted boxer in the world today. But this fight isn't about pure skill. It's about power and damage. And in that department, Arum believes Canelo holds the clear advantage.
What do you think of Crawford Canelo? There's a lot of talk about that.
I think Canelo wipes the floor with him. I love Crawford. I told you when Crawford and Spence that Crawford would beat the hell out of him. But Canelo is a different proposition. It's an interesting fight, but I think there's only one winner. What fight would make the most?
He wipes the floor with him?
What?
Is it because of the weight difference?
Because Canelo, Canelo is used to fighting at a...
Another key determinant, according to Eddie Hearn, who has worked closely with Canelo in recent years, is the match's toughness. Hearn told Boxing Social that Crawford had just switched to 154 and wasn't merely approaching 168. He had previously been at 147, 140, and 135 before that. It's just too big, in my opinion. At 154, the British promoter noted that Crawford didn't appear to be very powerful physically, even in his most recent bouts.
Now, what the media is reporting, and it's circulating, is that Canelo Crawford is the biggest fight of the decade. I mean, to a purist and a fighter, it's laughable. Because you have Crawford jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, who's a natural light heavyweight. Crawford, who couldn't push back Madrimov. Life and death with Madrimov.
Hearn notably mentioned the Israel-Madrimov fight, suggesting that Crawford didn't appear at ease facing a powerful 154-pound fighter, and that he is now expected to take on a full-fledged 168-pound monster. I think he will feel it in there against Canelo, since he battled against Madrimov, who is a powerful 154-pounder. Hearn is aware of Crawford's brilliance, though. He admits that Canelo will have some major issues because of his mobility, intelligence, and ring IQ. Even yet, Hearn doesn't think it will be sufficient to reduce the disparity in size and influence.
Are you still favoring Crawford in the fight, or has your opinion changed?
I mean, I've always favoured Canelo in the fight.
Well, I've heard that you want Canelo to win, but you
of
feel
course,
big.
I like Terence. I've worked a lot with Canelo, and I think just because of what I saw in Riyadh and because of the threat, and he's getting on as well, Crawford, but it's just like the mindset of Crawford. Like, there's no doubt in Terence Crawford's mind that he wins this fight. And when you spend a bit of time with him, you kind of start buying into that.
That Canelo Alvarez, meanwhile, is bringing something out of the ordinary to the battle. Anger. Canelo stated that he has been away and now views the situation as personal after the confrontation in New York City. This change in tone might indicate that Crawford is getting a more dangerous Canelo than the one who boxed coolly against Ryder or
Terence Crawford, does he have an opportunity to beat Canelo?
I think if anybody has a chance to beat Canelo, I think it's Terence Crawford. His IQ is on another level. He's a great fighter and he's strong. It's just that it's a lot of weight. I wouldn't be surprised if Terence Crawford wins. Wouldn't be surprised if he loses. Terence Crawford, when he went up against the best opposition, like Errol Spence, he showed what level he's on, what type of dog he is. So I don't know. You really have to let these fights play out to see what happens. He might get hurt. That might activate him to come back strong.
Could you still make 68?
I don't want to make 68.
No, I think you don't. Terence wins 68.
Yeah, well, if that's, yeah, I can make 160.
Canelo cited his bout with Billy Joe Saunders in 2021 as a sneak peek at what's to come. Like Crawford, Saunders attempted to prod the bear before Canelo delivered a devastating uppercut that fractured Saunders' orbital bone. He boxed effectively in the opening rounds, vexed Canelo, and appeared to have a chance to pull off an upset. The British fighter has never been back in the ring since quitting on the stool. During round 8,
let me tell you what I think should be gone. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jamel Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from Rocky?
it's a little bit more personal because I did respect him, Canelo said on Fight Hub TV. He answered, "Oh, I am not going to do what they want me to do, which is why I no longer respect him." Then he made an attempt. "Hey, you need to do something because you appear so worried at Riyadh." Turki Al-Sheikh may have said to him. The Mexican celebrity openly criticized Crawford's demeanor during the pre-fight publicity. Furthermore, Canelo gave a response that sounded more like a threat than a declaration. When asked how he would confront Crawford in a fit of rage, "I take it you saw Saunders fight? He sent me away. So it's going to be almost the same." That mindset adds a new edge to this matchup. This isn't shaping up to be a tactical chess match, it's starting to feel like a hunt. Canelo views Crawford not just as a challenger, but as someone who's crossed into his territory, 168 pounds, without the natural size to shield him. Still, Canelo isn't dismissing Crawford's accomplishments. He recognizes the American as perhaps the most complete fighter he's ever faced. But in his eyes, skill alone won't bridge the physical gap. This isn't just another title. Defense, Canelo said. He's a good fighter, a great fighter. But this is one of the best fights of my career. And I think I'm going to show who I am. To Canelo, this fight is personal. Crawford may be elite, but Canelo plans to remind the world whose domain it really is.
On the streets, you and Canelo, what would it look like?
Come on, man. Y'all know what I do. I ain't got to talk about it. On the streets, I'm be against anybody. I ain't never gonna say another man gonna whoop me. So, you know what I mean? That's your answer right there.
I guess in Guadalajara, you think it'd be a little different on the streets if Terence came to town?
I think every city, every place.
Demiguel Cotto, a retired Puerto Rican legend and Canelo's previous opponent, discussed his opinions on his old rival's next fight with Crawford in an interview. With seconds out, Crawford's skill set has the potential to give Canelo a great deal of difficulty. Although it is brief, the remark is powerful. Having fought Canelo Alvarez for the vacant WBC World Middleweight title back in November 2015, Cotto is familiar with what it's like to be in the ring with the fighter. Canelo won a unanimous decision that evening after outscoring Cueto.
Bud gonna cook Canelo. I think he's gonna cook him. I think, Canelo a hell of a fighter, but I think Bud just got all the tools to beat him.
You don't think the weight difference is gonna be too big of an advantage?
I think y'all make that something, in certain fights,
Boxing makes it something, not us.
like if this was like a Benavidez, he's actually a lot bigger than Bud, so that would like apply. But I feel like with Canelo, he's like physically kind of big, but like height wise, he's kind of small. So.
The only running that I'm gonna be doing is running upside his head, and I can assure you that. Facts. And he got a big head too.
If Canelo couldn't knock out Charlo, or you really think that he's gonna knock out Crawford? I would pick Terence Crawford to beat a Canelo Alvarez, even at 168. Everybody can call me crazy and whatever you want to say. I get it. Y'all didn't believe me when I told you about Spence, but trust me, Crawford will figure out a way. I know a secret y'all don't know, and I ain't gonna tell you why I would pick Terence Crawford, but it's part of the secret is the reason.